you're not a gentleman. You're a bitch. I was like, ooh. Preston's an attorney. Most gay men don't have the vernacular, the patience, or the capability to handle it. That is so marvelous and powerful and inspirational. Where are they now? My name is Duality, and I'm here to talk about two things. What does Jordan Emanuel, Preston Mitchum, and Bravo have to do with anything? They were on Summer House Martha's Vineyard, one of my favorite shows, and I thought it'd make more sense to talk about it during Black History Month, given everything that's going on in the world. Why is it that shows like Summer House Martha's Vineyard or any predominantly Black cast television shows always get put on pause or canceled because of ratings, drama, or people were just not interesting enough? And I came across something that was super interesting the other day. My friend posted about Black culture, but not just Black culture, on Jeopardy. A lot of the contestants could not get a single answer correct. Why is that? Because they don't know about culture. One of the reasons I love the TV show Summer House Martha's Vineyard is I had an opportunity to learn more about my culture. Why the Inkwell Beach was called the Inkwell Beach. If you're not sure, go ahead and look it up. I loved how they did it. I loved the different cast members, from Alex to Amir to Jasmine. There was a lot of opportunities there and a lot of growth and development from season 1 to season 2. And spending a little time on Jordan is immaculate. Jordan is just simply Jordy. She is a DJ. She was 2019's Playmate of the Year, the last Playmate of the Year, and she was the first Black Playmate of the Year. She is truly amazing and spectacular. Her strength, her mentality, and how she approaches life is one of the reasons why she'll always have me as a fan. And I thank you for following me back, Jordan. I did a podcast before, and hopefully this one gets to you as well. But you're just amazing. You're a good person. I'm so thankful that what you went through in season 2, I'll get into in a little bit, didn't deter you from being who you are. She also does podcasting as well. She's 1/3 part of the podcast A Live service, which features Angela Yee and another young lady, and don't hate me, I don't know that young lady's name, but they interview tons of people, tons of celebrities. And don't get me wrong, sometimes when you see reality TV, you say, okay, this is fake, you know? I didn't get that feeling from her. I got authenticity. I got the true vibes. And it was simply because of a situation with a gentleman. His name was Phil. And Phil thought that he could come in the house in season 1 and run the reins. I'm pretty sure Phil was way above 6 feet, maybe 6'6". I don't know how tall Jordan is. One moment.
Reality TV personality Jordan Emanuel from Summer House Martha's Vineyard is 5 feet 6 inches tall.
So it looks like Jordan is only 5'6". So let's just say a whole foot taller. But she ain't back down. Gentleman came in the house and basically crapped into, can't remember his name's toilet, and proceeded to say he wasn't gonna flush it. And all because Bria didn't tell everyone that was happening. And don't get me wrong. Was it funny for TV? Yeah. But was the guy a jerk? Yeah. Did he cause a whole bunch of discord? Yeah. And the person that stood up to him was Amir, and I was like, oh my goodness, my heart, my little Amir, gotta watch out for him. But then Jordan said the most valid, most direct, most pointed thing, which was, and I repeat, you're not a gentleman, you're a bitch. I was like, ooh. Yeah, she said that directly to Phil's face. And, did the whole, oh my God, Phil thinks I'm cute, oh my gosh. Jordan is not pleased by many men. I'll just say by any man. I mean, she wants a man, but they gotta have her standards. And I went through a breakup in 2023, so that's when I first saw Summer House Martha's Vineyard. And I binged all the episodes. I'm like, oh my goodness, so amazing. And I remember DMing her, okay, again, fangirling here. I'm just like, thank you so much for your process on celibacy and all the things you're doing there. It's really awesome. I, should be doing what you're doing. And she hearted it with a white heart. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And over the years, and again, it's been roughly 3 at the end of this year, she's replied to certain messages and provided a lot of inspiration. And, my boyfriend tells me it's very parasocial, but I don't think so, Jordan. You let me know. It could be. You can tell me, I don't know, maybe I'm a weirdo, but you know, you like my stuff like once a week, maybe twice, depending on how many times I post you. So I'm just saying, not parasocial at all. And then we have my big bro, Preston. One thing that I talked to Jordan about is I wish that they would have shown you guys more, would have shown more of you. Like they did these little sprinkles. Preston's an attorney. And I'm not just talking about any type of an attorney. He's an attorney that makes sense. He has a brain that is so marvelous and powerful and inspirational. He's actually one of the reasons why I decided to go back to school. I'm getting my degree in cybersecurity. I've always had my associates, but I'm like, let's get that bachelor's. And I should be finished by 2028. So by 38, I'll have my cybersecurity degree. Preston, I had an opportunity to sit on a panel discussion. I couldn't talk to him, but I saw him talk to us. And it was spectacular just to be in his presence. And you know how television is nothing but edits and cuts and clips and so on and so forth. Preston handled himself so well. If I was in a few of those different situations that he was in, probably would have went off on people, probably would have cursed them out, probably would have did this, but he stood his ground in a way that most gay men don't have the vernacular, the patience, or the capability to handle it. And again, Phil was another person who disrespected him. He couldn't handle it because, again, Phil was a bully, just being completely honest with you. And Phil, I don't believe was necessarily supposed to be a main cast member. I think he was supposed to stay for a couple of days. But season 2 comes around and there is Phil, and Mariah was another young lady who was in the season, but because of a dog blanket, who Amir had put the dog's blanket in the laundry, Mariah had got into it with Bria and then physically pushed Bria, and Jasmine, who is married to Silas, was like, yeah, Mariah, you can't stay here. And Mariah and Jasmine were friends, so that was kind of dramatic. And, you know, Mariah came back the following season, watched season 1, and Amir, you know, had to fess up to that, and wasn't funny, but it was kind of funny to me. She's like, why didn't you say nothing? She's like, I was going to. And they kind of did see Amir in the background, like putting his finger up, but it kind of blew up very quickly. And they built a bridge and got over it. So it wasn't anything super huge. But the reason why this is called Where Are They Now? Past Reality Stars is not a dig at Jordan or Preston. It's a dig at Bravo. It's Black History Month. Y'all could have did something. Don't get me wrong. We have franchises like The Housewives of Potomac, which essentially is an all-black cast. We have Atlanta, which is essentially an all-black cast. We have representation of Black women in different seasons. But when it comes to a generation like mine, that millennial, it was great having Summer House Martha's Vineyard on television. It was so great to see people that had the capability to go out for 2 weeks, and it was only shot over 2 weeks. I know a lot of creators that talk about this, and I'm just one. I love to tell people I'm a baby content creator. I do this for fun. Like, I don't do this for the shits and gigs. I do this for fun. Like, this is not my primary job. My primary job is sales, so I don't get it. Can somebody help me? Can you help me understand why this awesome show is not on my television? You know? Aside from that, I will do more on these types of situations. Not necessarily them, because they're wonderful, they're perfect. They look like everything I wanted out of people. And I apologize to kind of circle back, but I do want to say, Preston, as well as Jordan, your friendship, superb. That is truly a true friendship. When Preston got married, Jordan was there. She was there at his wedding, and like they know Candace as well, which is kind of funny to me because, you know, I feel like Candace has had a lot of growth, you know. So, and I know, similar to the Monique thing, when Candace is ready to go back to Potomac, she will go back to Potomac as a healed individual and someone who is now a new mother. But it frustrates me because when you have a winning formula, like a show, Summer House Martha's Vineyard, and then you put it on pause. It's almost 2 years that the show's been put on pause. Bravo, answer that. Why can't I see people that are like me on TV? When you guys took off Shahs of Sunset, and now you brought it back, The Valley, Persian style, which my boyfriend tells me that Reza's not a good guy, but that's a conversation for another day. I'm like, what happened? And he told me all the different things. I'm like, that is not a good guy. But there's so many things that happen, and I think that oftentimes TV shows and networks like Bravo listen to the wrong voices, and the right voices are the people like your viewers. So stop asking Jordan, stop asking Preston, when is it coming back? We need to turn our focus to Bravo, and we need to light it up like a Christmas tree. I know it's February, but y'all get it, you know, yeah. Anyway, this has been Duality, and I appreciate you guys so very much for tuning in and listening. If you're listening via the podcast, if you're listening via YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me who your favorite cast member was from the Summer House Martha's Vineyard crew. Don't give me nobody else from other people, you know, I don't care about them. But tell me who your favorite is and why. Let me know. Again, you guys make it a wonderful day, and this was Duality Out.